of which we are yet confused. How are we going to do that? Then another challenge we are getting is we have not received the aprons, those things which the public could use for identifying the enumerators. So those are the challenges we are getting.
However, Humphrey Nyiper Emmanuel, Zombo District Census Officer, confirms the challenges and assured them that all will be provided today, but urged the enumerators to continue with their work. According to Nyiper, there is also general network problems in Zombo District.
It started, what I can say now is that as Zombo, we are say 90% ready, and we still have some results for like 10% because in each and every local government, sub-county or town council, we are finding challenges of some copies, some tablets which are not working exactly the way they are supposed to work, and also network is a challenge in quite a number of sub-counties. For example, when you go to Aka and Jangukuru, there are only very few spots which can have network. So you have to, the enumerators have to first look for only those spots and update their copies, and also they go to the fields after collecting the data, they have to come back to those places.
The census 2024 will be 6th exercise to be conducted since Uganda gained independence in 1962. In particular, it will be the third to be conducted by UBOS, which was established by an Act of Parliament in 1998, and it will be the first paperless census. Every 10 years, Uganda holds a national census, and the latest one was carried out in 2014. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Moving on, in Koboko District, during the launch of the peace dividends payment for the ex-West Nile Bank Front veterans at Koboko Boma grounds, Honorable Oboth Oboth, the Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, revealed that the government of Uganda, out of its goodwill, has decided to give peace dividends to the ex-combatants of West Nile Bank Front as a way of promoting peace and stability in the region. Okumu Dominic reports.
The launch brought in thousands of people from within the district and beyond to witness the event and hear the messages the government officials have for them in regards to the peace dividend that was promised by His Excellency the President of Uganda during the signing of peace agreement in Yumbe district between the government and the ex-combatants of West Nile Bank Front. Honorable Oboth Oboth, the Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, who doubles as the chief guest during the launch, said the government, through its goodwill, decided to give peace dividend to ex-veterans of West Nile Bank Front as a way of fostering peace and stability within the region, saying the government has now paid 2 of the 3 former groups which operated within West Nile and is set to pay the remaining one so as to bring about peace and stability and fulfill the promises made by the government.
Government, in a gesture of goodwill, decided to offer peace dividends to them. This was especially necessary to take some responsibility for the welfare of the former combatants. It is in light of this that, with the exception of the Uganda National Rescue Front 1 and the West Nile Bank Front, the rest of the former fighting groups in West Nile were paid their packages.
Honorable Oleruhuda, the State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, who also doubles as the Woman Member of Parliament, Yumbe District, said the people of West Nile strongly believe they are part of the revolution and peace being enjoyed in the country. She, however, said what perturbs her is the reason as to why many people still want to go back to the bush and fight against the government. She lauded the president for taking up the payment of the ex-combatants, saying it came timely, and she now waits to see what other excuse the people of West Nile will give to go back to the bush and fight against the government.
People in West Nile strongly believe they are part of the revolution, they are part of the peace. That is the belief that they have. But now what perturbs more is, why should more and more other groups now continue to emerge?
Honorable Omona Philip, the State Minister for Northern Uganda urged the public in West Nile region to stop fighting against the government, but rather fight against poverty and improve on their household income, saying the region is among the poorest regions in the country and therefore they should fight hard to make money so as to come out of poverty.
The war, the real war that we now want to fight, ladies and gentlemen, is a war against poverty, a war to improve household income.
Honorable Dr. Joyce Morikukaduchu, the State Minister for Primary Education who doubles as the woman Member of Parliament for Moyo District, said her prayer is that the money coming into the families of the ex-combatants should transform many lives, adding that West Nile is a beautiful and peaceful place for people to live in, and therefore urge the public to avoid anything to do with rebellion.
I pray that this money that is coming to our family should be in position to transform the lives of many people. And finally, West Nile is a very beautiful region. West Nile is a very rich region. And because of the beauty in West Nile, I want to appeal to all of us. Let's pledge and say we are ending anything called rebellion.
Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, the Director General for Defense and Communication, said they have discovered that some people want to use this as a fortune, that they went into the bush as rebels and now they want the government to pay them dividends, saying this must stop because they are not going to pay but rather consider such acts as criminal. He, however, implored the youth in West Nile region to be productive and use the available government programs so as to improve on their household income.
We have discovered that some individuals are turning this into a fortune. They claim they have put the bush, claim to be paid, to be surrendering, so that they will be paid the money like these ones have been paid. That won't work again. They will be treated as criminals.
Retired Captain Maimuna, one of the West Nile Bank Front ex-combatants, said though the money is little and their number is much, they are still grateful because they have been waiting for this money for the past 15 years. She, however, expressed fears on how the members will be using their money, saying if they use it wisely, they can be able to benefit from it, but if not, they will end up remaining the way they are right now.
We are many, although the money is little, we are many. I appreciate it because we are really longing for this man about 15 years, and that today the little one is out. I'm happy.
The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, has been compensating ex-combatants through peace dividends across the country in fulfillment of the presidential promise aimed at promoting peace and stability in the country. But in West Nile region, this is the second group of ex-combatants being paid after the Uganda National Liberation Front. The dividend worth 5.1 billion shillings will be shared by 4,901 ex-combatants of West Nile Bank Front. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
Moving on in Arua City, during a meeting with Matwa Job Richard, the Assistant Resident City Commissioner, Arua Central Division, in charge at Arua Regional Referral Hospital, over 50 staffs were tipped and urged to take on poultry keeping so as to supplement on their salaries. Farish Majid reports.
As a boost to their incomes, staffs of Arua Regional Referral Hospital were on 9th of May 2024 tipped and urged to take on poultry keeping so as to supplement on their salaries. This was during a meeting with Matua Job Richard, the Assistant Resident City Commissioner in charge of Central Division at the hospital, where Charles Amandu, an expert poultry farmer, educated the staffs on the basics of the business. Some of the medical staffs whom we spoke to shortly after the engagement appreciate the move and say they are willing to put it into practice as soon as possible.
I realize that most of the conditions that sends us our patients here is just because of their social and economic status. So, but these presentations has really enlightened us that if we take up the chicken business, you are able to start. We realize most of our community people, they have chicken there, but people their mindset is not well oriented. We realize that this is a business that can be sustained. Only that we need to pick up from the presentations. This is something which is practical, can be done. But in our society, there are people who don't have the mind to maintain or sustain the business. So, but from today's morning, I'm so delighted that at least I'm so grateful and hopeful that we can pick up from here.
We are really very grateful for what they have told us, because actually we didn't have the much knowledge about their agriculture, what they have told us. From today, at least we have got the knowledge that they have empowered us with, and we are really positively we are going to take up that maybe with the poultry or agriculture we shall really have that positive mind.
Charles Amandua, the Chief Executive Officer of Genesis Agri Farm Technologies Limited, who took the staffs on the basics of poultry keeping, encouraged them to venture into rearing of the local breed chicken over the exotic ones due to its enormous advantages.
Well, actually there are so many reasons. One, the local chicken are self-sustaining.
Give me the reason why the local chicken is better. I think this is worth noting.
Yeah, they can raise their own parent stock unlike the exotic. Two, they are hardy in the sense that they are disease resistant. They don't die anyhow. Three, their meat quality is better. Products are better and fetch more money. Fourthly,
about the meat quality, it's that medical aspect of it. Yes. You know, these broilers take a lot of drugs, which become inducing agents for cancer and what have you. Yeah, this one, local one, very organic.
The local chicken actually fetch more money.
Dr. Alex Andema, the Director of Rural Regional Referral Hospital, lauded Matu and the team for coming to talk to the health workers on socio-economic empowerment.
Our fathers, I think that we want to thank you so much for coming to open our eyes, and we have learned quite a lot from your visit and interaction, and your vision of socio-economic change among people, including the health workers and everybody. Thank you so much for that.
Matua, who recently got deployed to the Central Division as Assistant Resident City Commissioner, says he's coming to the city is to make the President's vision of socio-economic transformation a reality.
I am a priest of a bishop of socio-economic transformation of Uganda, an ideology of socio-economic transformation of Uganda. That bishop is President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta. I am a priest of that bishop. My role is to come here and mobilize the population to embrace government program of socio-economic transformation of our society. So I am going to in effect positively everybody, civil servant, non-civil servant, Christians, Muslims, pagans, everybody is going to be positively infected to embrace the gospel of socio-economic transformation so that our society can shift socio-economically.
Over 50 employees of the hospital got the knowledge on poultry keeping, and what awaits them now is implementation. Farish Majid, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
In Tarago District, a total of 56 youths from the 7 sub-counties in the district have graduated in skills training courses from Lodonga Polytechnic School with support from CARE International in Uganda, funded by the Global Affairs Canada. Take a look. A total of 56 youths from the 7 sub-counties of Omugo, Biliafe, Katrini, Uriama, Ondupi, Leju Town Council and Aivu Sub-County have graduated in skills training courses of carpentry and joinery, bricklaying and concrete practice, motorcycle repair, hairdressing and saloon, knitting and weaving, tailoring and garmenting cutting, under the Sexual Reproductive Health and Economic Empowerment Support Out of School Adolescent Girls' Rights and Skills project with funding from Global Affairs Canada with support from CARE International in Uganda. The graduation ceremony was dubbed with activities such as handing over certificates of completion from Lodonga Polytechnic School, handing over starter kits to the graduates, speeches from invited stakeholders, and the chief guest representing the resident district commissioner Terego District, Solomon Mukanduzi. Faiza Minala, a graduate and one of the beneficiaries from Omugo Sub-County, thanked Care Uganda for the Seashores project that has enabled her to acquire a hairdressing skill that will help take care of her and her family.
I'm here to graduate under the project of Shishoa, and I did hairdressing. In fact, I'm so happy for it. At first, I don't know how to plant a mere freehand, but due to this training, I've gained something that can even help me in future, that can even help my families, my children, that I can even support myself in other things.
Chandini Philiam, a parent of one of the graduates, expressed his gratitude for the Seashores project that has empowered the youth with skills training, as most parents have faced with challenges of lack of school fees to take their children to school.
I've been facing challenges of school fees. Now it has helped us to come with the programs that those who are, I can say, our children who are dropouts or because of pregnancy and problems of school fees. I want to thank them because they have helped us a lot in the situation where we cannot do anything at all now. I want to thank them for that reason.
Francis Evening Aguti, the Care International in Uganda project manager for the Seashores project, appreciated parents and the graduates for their commitment towards the completing of the skills training courses, urging the graduates to make use of the skills in their communities.
Seashores projects purposely, of course, basically targets sexual reproductive health. But of course, on top of it, we use the holistic approach. And we try to ensure that we empower the out-of-school adolescents to be able to live meaningful lives in their communities. That when you get some of these skills, you should be able to fit in the community, and it reduces your vulnerability to some of the risks that affect your sexual reproductive health. I would like to thank the students themselves. Thank you so much for completing this course. It was a long course, 4 months. Thank you, and we thank God for keeping you safe and healthy throughout the period. And I'm happy that you made it here today and you are able to graduate and then go home and start up this activity. I would also like to appreciate the parents. Thank you for supporting these children who have successfully completed the course. I know you contributed in their being in school.
Vico Pola, the Senior Labour Officer at Terego District, appreciated Care International in Uganda for the tremendous work they're doing in the district in terms of capacity building of the local structures to ensure that the issues of sexual reproductive health rights are addressed.
I want to take this opportunity to appreciate Care for the tremendous work you're doing in the district. Together with the Restless, you have been implementing the Seashores project in the district. We greatly want to appreciate this. You have built capacities of our local structures to ensure that issues of sexual reproductive health and rights are addressed.
The LC5 chairman, Terego District Honorable William Saka, tasked the single mothers to take pride in the skills they have attained and not to take these empowerment opportunities for granted.
In other words, you are single mothers. Opportunities that are provided like this, please take absolute pride in them. You have been trained to be tailors, you have been trained to be saloon operators, you have been trained to other trades. I am asking and requesting that please don't just simply go back and pack these things. Because Care had already come and selected you to go and do this skills training. You assume you have finished, you pack your things and you stay. Please make use of these things.
Solomon Mukanduzi, the representative of the resident district commissioner, Terego District, thanked the government of Uganda for this initiative, urging the graduates to use the skills acquired rightfully and purposefully. He further urged the youth to embrace government programs such as Parish Development Model, and M-Yoga so as to expand their businesses and improve on their livelihoods.
Please endeavor to use the skills that you have acquired rightfully and purposefully. Your communities have sent you. Please show a change when you reach there. Can we please have positive competition? The competition we want is, if they have given you this machine, for example, how useful are you making it? And if you get the money, what are you using the money for? Don't use this money for things that don't help you to make more money. Use this money to make more money. We are implementing government programs every day. The programs I was talking about, PDM is in your community. PDM also involving the youth. Can we please go and pick that money? It's there. And the government is going to keep adding money to our parishes.
These skills training courses attained by the 56 graduates under the Seashores project will enable the youth to initiate decent jobs to earn income, improve on livelihoods, and facilitate access for better sexual reproductive health services of their choice. The Seashores project is being implemented in the districts of Tarago, Madiokolo, Arua City, and Kampala City. Okumaringa Christine, for West Nile Television, NILE CAST. Moving on to Adjumani District, communities of Pageninya Village in Zayapi Sub-County have expressed joy over the extension of tractor services purposely to widen the agricultural commercialization and to strengthen farming effectively. This comes after farmers in Latodo Village in Zayapi Town Sub-County have received tractor services. Onzima Allen reports.
Communities of Pagrinya Village, Zaipi expressed joy over extension of tractor purposely to widen agricultural commercialization and to strengthen farming effectively. This came after a group of farmers in Latodo Village, Logongwa Parish, Zaipi Sub-County received the tractor services. Speaking to journalists on 8 May 2024, Tabi Innocent, a local farmer in Pagrinya, appreciated the authorities of the tractor for extending such services in the remote areas since they had been facing challenges in accessing such services in terms of high prices of hiring.
Tractor, we have been suffering with tractor. Those who have brought tractors here, they have been of headache to us, as in they hike in their prices. And a lot of challenges you have, they harass you. If you know what, this garden is small, what they want big quantities, and we, some of us are not of that stake, or not of that level. Indeed, this Dwalada has helped us, and as the lower level, small level farmers, it has helped us a lot.
Aluma Dominic, a farmer in Latujudo village, disclosed that they have been using traditional tools for garden works, but now through agricultural commercialization they will be able to eradicate poverty and raise family.
Because in the meantime we'll be waiting, we'll be trying to look around to look for tractors to come and plow for us, but all in vain. We've been struggling, and today had come to the end of our suffering, because they had brought for us a tractor, and we really know they are going to appreciate me, and we are going to raise up our children, because those days we used to use hand hoes.
Dalada Stephen, the in charge of the Kamban side, they have been losing a lot of money as they farm, and adds that they are venturing in planting varieties of crops so as to generate more income.
So far planted 81 acres, Tika and trees. Pine, Matus, eucalyptus. Pine was not doing well, so we have stopped planting. So far we have been selling the trees, cassava, simsim, maize, walnuts. So we have been saving this money to see that at least we progress, because we don't have cows helping us to feed in the garden. Then we hire tractors from Papa Hulu, where they bring us tractors here. So most times they come and they go away. Either you pay money, they don't come. Because you first pay before they come. See, because of the long line.
The tractor is meant to widen agricultural commercialization in his area, since most farmers have been using traditional farming methods like hand hoes, among others. Oraku Benson Pastore, Onzima Alad, West Nile Television, NILE CAST.
In Arua City, a number of officials who were recruited to work as enumerators and supervisors in Arua City were today left stranded after encountering several challenges on the first day of their exercise. The countrywide challenges have left the disgruntled persons who had walked up today ready to perform their tasks to move to the Mayor's Garden seeking for assistance from the ICT personnel on ground. Farish Majid has more with the story.
A number of stranded enumerators and supervisors from Central Division Arua City stormed the Mayor's Gardens seeking for assistance after encountering several challenges at the commencement of the census exercise. The enumerators expressed several challenges that affected the operations on the commencement of the exercise in Arua City, and the same challenges are said to be registered across the different parts of the country. Some of the challenges the enumerators and supervisors stressed out include failure to log into the iPads, not being allocated areas of operations, and faulty machines, among other challenges. Mariam Jata, an enumerator from Osusel, stressed the challenge of her gadget failing to read the SIM cards, hampering her access to the internet, which is also a requirement for her to do her tasks.
We are supposed to start working at around 8. Up to now, we are unable to work. Definitely because definitely it is because of the card. My card is not showing anything, it's not working. That's the challenge I'm facing. Other things okay, but my card is unable to read. Even I have MTN, but it's unable to read. I don't know.
Adamati Ronald, a supervisor, is of the view that interference from some stakeholders also greatly contributed to the mess.
I've discovered the influence of political affiliations. You find that somebody is bringing his or her own person to be fixed in the system, thereby the ones who were to be the eligible verifiers or the eligible beneficiary for this activity, they are not being considered. So it has given us enough challenge.
Musa Lumu, the Arua City Census Office, also raised concern of lack of identification items, which is also making the process challenging.
As Arua City up to now, we have not received the reflector jackets, the reflector, the identification, like anything to identify this case we have not received right now. And this is something we are facing as a challenge, of course. As you are aware, last time when we were disseminating or passing information on social media, on the media about this, we told the public that alcohol will be identified using the U-boat tags, using the refrigerator jackets. But now that they are not here, of course, we face these challenges in the field.
However, Charles Ichogor, the Arua Resident City Commissioner, calls for calm, most especially among those with challenges, as efforts already underway to addressing the concerns.
We have had some challenges that we have communicated to you both yesterday, and most especially the issue of some materials like identification tags, aprons, and then the bags for keeping the pads. Two, some pads have not yet been set. The copies have not been set, and that's why other areas in Arua City are already conducting the exercise. But some few areas haven't started yet. We are in touch with UBOS Kampala so that their copies are equally set.
The 2024 National Population and Housing Census exercise that began yesterday on the 9th of May with the census night will run for a period of 10 days until the 19th of May. And this is to help the government identify the exact number of people living in the country. Farish Majid, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
Call me Oraku Benson Pastore, one of the sports pundits for West Nile Television. I can confirm to you all over the world what is running in the minds of people is which team will be the best at the end of the season in Europe. And if you talk about the top 5 leagues we have in Europe, you talk about English Premier League, the famous league, you talk about German Bundesliga, Spanish Primera Division, not forgetting about Italian Serie A and also French Ligue 1. These are the top 5 leagues in Europe. People do follow a lot, but starting with English Premier League, I can confirm to you the competition is very stiff among teams like Arsenal. You talk about Liverpool and the team of Manchester City, and also the race of UEFA Champions League slot is also becoming stiff. Now this one comes the point. Arsenal has already stayed for 19 years minus winning the English Premier League title. The last time they won the competition was way back in 2004, and also Aston Villa, they have stayed for so many seasons minus playing in UEFA Champions League, and we never know, they are just a win away to seal the position of number 4. In case Arsenal wins the English Premier League title this season, Aston Villa finishes at number 4 and they represent the country in UEFA Champions League next season, and Manchester City again wins the title. Which team will be the best is of course what is beating people's understanding right now. And in Spanish Primera Division, the team of Los Blancos, that's Real Madrid, they already crowned as the champions of Spanish La Liga title. But there is one team called Girona, an underdog team, and they are competing for the second slot with the team of Barcelona, a team that comes from Catalonia. Matias Atletico Madrid is also pushing hard, and I can confirm to you Girona has already sealed the ticket of playing in UEFA Champions League next season. Will they also be the best team from Spanish La Liga is actually what people are asking themselves of, because they have come from nowhere. What about in Italian Serie A? We are all aware that Inter Milan, they have already been crowned as the champions of Scudetto, that is the title in Italian Serie A. But also one team like Girona called Bologna, they are also fighting hard to see that they finish in the position of UEFA Champions League. In case they end up finishing in UEFA Champions League position and Inter Milan are the champions, will it be Bologna that has come from nowhere to be crowned as the best team in Italian Serie A, or else it will go into the hands of Inter Milan? What about in French Ligue 1? Last season there was an underdog called Lens. They played in UEFA Champions League. This time there is a team called Brest. They are performing very well. Right now they sit at number 3. Will the gong of the best team in French Ligue 1 be given to Paris Saint-Germain, or else to Brest that has come from nowhere? Is actually also what people are looking forward. What about in German Bundesliga? The talking points all about Bayer Leverkusen, and you talk about this team called Bayer Leverkusen. They are unbeaten in every game they have played this season in all the tournaments. In German Bundesliga, they are still unbeaten with only 4 games for the wind up of the season, and also in UEFA Europa League they have not lost any game, and in German DFB Pokal they already through to the finals. They also never lost any games. In summary, in case if Real Madrid wins the Champions League and they have already won the La Liga title, and Copa del Rey was won by a team called Athletic Bilbao, and Girona finishes in the second position, and Brest maybe from French Ligue 1 finishes in UEFA Champions League position, and also in England, if Arsenal wins English Premier League title after 20 years, or as if Manchester City wins it again, they continue with the dominance. Maybe Aston Villa finishes in UEFA Champions League slot, and I'd already talked about Bayer Leverkusen, still unbeaten in all the games they have played this season. If they win German DFB Pokal, if they win UEFA Europa League, they have already won the German Bundesliga title. Which team do you think will be the best in Europe is actually what is beating people's understanding. Me, I will say it will be Bayer Leverkusen. It will be Bayer Leverkusen. Why am I saying so? Because running every tournament, every game unbeaten is something not easy, and winning a treble is something not easy. Winning German Bundesliga, finishing unbeaten, and it's the first of its kind. We are seeing the team of Bayer Leverkusen winning German Bundesliga title, because it has been dominated by the team of Bayern Munich. Ending that dominance of Bayern is something not easy, and also finishing unbeaten in UEFA Europa League and at the end cleansing it is also something not easy, and also winning German DFB Pokal, which they have not been winning before. Me, I will say in summary, Bayer Leverkusen will be the best team in Europe in case they end up achieving all the things I talked about them. It's me, Benson Pastore, West Nile Television, NILE CAST.
Thank you, Rocco Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight. That marks the end of the NILE cast on your West Nile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name remains Okumaringa Christine. Have a good evening.